I am the contrarian. And this is my world.
Hi, my name is Saket Modi and I thoroughly believe that today's education system in India is nowhere close to addressing the challenges that a youngster faces in the cyber world.
Is our education system completely warped? Are we getting ready an army of smart kids but extremely dumb techies? Are we not readying them for the real world where they'll use more technology than ever before? Are we dinosaurs in the way education is being imparted to our children? Well, I'm about to find out. So you know what I'm going to do? We're going to do an interesting experiment. So part of the documentary we already had and spoke to a lot of people. But I'm going to first ask you to take about a minute and tell us what's wrong with the whole thing.
We are sitting in a place, we are sitting at a time where the information explosion is happening. You know, the numbers all speak by themselves. The connectivity is at its peak, what it has ever seen by the human race. We are seeing, you know, today, as you know, your phone has more computing power than what was there with the first Apollo mission which went to the moon. Now, there is so much of dynamism in the world today, and that's all thanks to the word digital. Now, in such exciting times, the education system which was constructed, I would say a few decades back, is still not at par with what today requires, for the way you very rightly pointed out, that there are smart people with the wrong education, because that's not making them ready for the digital revolution that is going to come, that is already struck. It's not any conceptualized revolution anymore. We are living in between all of that. You're using a smartwatch, we are using a smart tablet, a smart TV. So in that kind of a dynamism, today a person walks out from 12 years of his life in his school without even hearing about what's cloud computing, without even knowing what's big data analytics, at least apart from the definitions maybe which are there in their 11th and 12th, which is only again restricted to the computer science, the elite, which is again so wrong, because today digital is not just about computer science, it's about using technology as a platform, and especially in the civil, in the mechanical, in the chemical departments, and taking it to the new dimension. So that, I feel, is a huge vacuum and a huge void that is present in today's education system, which has to be answered, especially at a time when Narendra Modi talks about Make in India, because you need people to make in India at par with the global technological shift that's happening.
Okay. Apart from the fact that the Make in India is as grammatically incorrect as I've ever heard a sentence, but moving ahead from that part of it, you're really, if I put it in a nutshell, you're really saying, look at the world we are in today. Look at the way it's turning. It's very dynamic and it is on fire. And look at the way we are getting the next generation ready or not ready for it. That's what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we went to schools, we spoke to a few students, we spoke to a few people, educators, and a whole lot of other people, and this is their reaction.
In computer, we go to a lab and we do Excel, PowerPoint presentations.
We could have a separate class for technology, and all those children who are interested could attend those classes, because not everyone, but some children really have an inclination towards all these things.
I would like to learn about HTML, because currently we are studying about the computer virus.
It would have been better if we would have got modules and better exposure to technology when we were younger.
We could have been told the advantages and disadvantages, because children are actually following their elders, like the teenagers, and they get into trouble.
As you can see, that's completely polarized. Now, may I make a few of my own points? Please. Number one, you're right when you say that the kind of world that we live in right now, we're not making the next generation ready to come in and hit the ground running. But then why are you ready? You were given the same education in school, but you're ready, you're able, and most of the people from our generation seem to be doing quite okay. So we're the cusp generation. We did both the non-digital and the digital. We're ready. Why won't they be? They are the digital natives, which of course is like the greatest myth known to mankind. But why would they not be ready? I mean, we are. Why can't they be?
I am talking about a generation where I can give you in guarantee that maybe not even, I'm not talking a decade the next decade. I'm talking about the next 3 years. We'll be having a debate that how is it possible that the education system still doesn't teach how do you use the iPad? How do you use the iPod?
Education right now, if it is technology that is being drilled into people's heads, right?
Okay.
Do you think it could become too much for many? Because in the same way as some people get it and some don't, but when it becomes a course, when it becomes a structured part of education, it could lead to a lot of other problems where children may not be ready for it, because it may be making you ready for your 12 years of education, but your idea is to start very young.
Yeah,
Right?
class 5.
Class 5, okay. So do you think that too much tech could make them go insane?
All right. So this again is I can give multiple classic examples for this. When the steam engine was invented, people feared that the human resource will drain out because machines will take over the world. And you've had all such kinds of studies, and people always predict such things. And at a later stage, nobody really knows what happens. That's
But
one
we
part.
are more at that stage of nobody really knows today than ever before. So the steam engine, in retrospect, obviously, is the reason why we are where we are, both the good and the bad.
Correct.
When writing was invented, very same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Socrates freaked out. But if you take all those, I mean, newspaper was something scary. The printing press was scary for people. Facebook was scary, just a few.
Cell phones were scary.
Email was supposed to make your brain become mush.
Yeah.
So we've had those.
Correct.
But we are now more ready for a serious we don't know than ever before because of the very word you used. It's fluid.
Yes.
Till then it's always been very solid.
Correct.
Today it's fluid. So even what we may teach them today may be completely wrong by the time they come out. It's fluid. What
Absolutely.
structure can you give fluidity?
Absolutely, and that's a beautiful point which you raised, because
Thank
what
you.
structure.
That's just me.
All right, but then I need to give you a better point on that, right? So anyways,
You're going to beat beauty? Is that what you're saying? You said that is a beautiful question. You're
yes,
gonna beat
beauty
okay.
beats beauty.
Okay.
Yeah, but the point is out here, Rajiv. See, today when you talk about technology, as it's fluid, it's no more restricted to the computer science professors or the departments of the world.
Okay.
Today, thanks to something like the Internet of Things, something which is knowledge-driven information system that's coming up. Today, technology is no more a vertical but a horizontal that cuts across every field.
Whatever business you're in, you're first in the business of technology, right?
Right.
Okay.
Now, why I said this was that when you're an individual, and as you said, that education essentially today has a target of preparing you for a job rather than the life part. If we take that as a default also, when you're doing a job in an organization, doesn't need to be an IT organization, if you don't understand technology, you're illiterate, number one.
True.
Number two, using technology, you can expand that particular organization in a multi-dimensional way, which is happening with almost every field that you can talk about. I'm talking about that cutting across all the verticals and being a horizontal. And that is the reason why a commerce guy, a humanities guy requires computer science, maybe not more, but equally as much as a science person.
You're saying it's for everybody. It doesn't matter what they're going to be doing
Absolutely.
eventually in life.
It's like
because
maths.
it's now a life tool.
It's like English,
Technology.
the way you said.
Exactly.
It's English. It's your fourth language.
One of the greater fears of everybody is the educators that will educate these children may not necessarily be as smart as they will be, because they will absorb like a sponge, go back and do more.
Right.
They will know far more than the educators, and that's one of the reasons given. It's not spoken about, but it's one of the reasons that most educators give, saying they anyway know more than me. Imagine if we start teaching them at a young age, we will be completely at sea. Could the educators be kind of throttling this back because they don't want to become redundant?
Not just that, Rajiv, I mean, I'll even take it to the next level, because whatever suggestions we gave in the beginning, this will be more of a black box for more of teachers rather than just the students, because they are very, very, very far away from even
I find that very
understanding.
difficult to see that. You'll have to have special educators to do this, right? It can't be the current crop that will adapt.
Correct, but then
not-
that's going out, right?
Yeah.
So that's where the new generation of having at least 2 or 3 tech geeks in your school as teacher comes in. That's where getting a guy or a girl who's 25 or 30 years old, who understands and who has been born and brought up in that. That's where Train the Trainers program can really go.
So now
on.
let's do this. The last question I have for you. Now, one of the big scares of this is that when a geek nerd techie
Okay.
will think about this,
Uh-huh.
he'll think like you. And when a non-geek, techie, nerd person will think about education, they will not think like you.
Right.
Are there no dangers in what you're suggesting at all? Is this like the world's most perfect suggestion and the highway of that we're going to be driving down is going to have no danger signals at all? No signs?
So there is no highway without no science, right?
Right.
I mean, no matter how long it goes, it needs
Exactly.
to be cut short somewhere. So of course there'll be some very, very big
Like what?
labeled-
What could be the one thing that this could implode with?
This could really implode with these people understanding technology before their school does, and maybe a person hacks into their own school website. Maybe the paper, which we are moving into a digital paper era where, no more we're moving into online examination.
So an unprepared education system cannot start with this. This can't be experimental. This must be perfectly structured, perfectly thought out, perfectly boundaries must be drawn before you start doing this. It isn't like
Absolutely.
some of the schools who say, oh yeah, we'd love to do it. If they started doing it right now, they'd get into trouble.
They can fall on the face. Absolutely, that's possible.
All right, great. Okay, so there we have it. It's easily one of the most controversial topics today, but it always has been. Does education keep up to current times? Are we behind? Are we, like I said right in the beginning, going to take out an army of smart children that are too dumb to get the world of tech? Well, the next few years, as he said, 3 years from now, we'll really know if things have gone wrong. My only way to do this would be let those 3 years be something that we actually work towards getting the structure right, rather than sit back and say, let's see what happens. Thank you very much once again, Saket.
Absolutely a
Great
pleasure.
always to meet you.
Thank you.